All right, guys, it's coming up on 4:05, and I know I'm just a little bit late doing starting the drive home forecast today, but I did want to jump on here and let you guys know that today's drive home will not be as bad as yesterday's. As you know, we had a lot of flooding in and around the area yesterday, and today is going to be a lot more drier around the central Alabama area and across the eastern and western portions of the state today. So let's go on ahead and start. And as you can see, so far the hot spot across the northern portions of Alabama is going to be 93 degrees right now in downtown Jasper. Now, as you can see, in and around the Tuscaloosa area, there are a couple of showers up the 170. I apologize, my internet froze. Give me just a second. Live technology, folks, you gotta love it, right? Give me just a second. I do apologize. All right, so we're back. And like I said, I do apologize about the little glitch there. And for some reason, my internet went out. And I do apologize. But once again, we have a couple of showers and thunderstorms in and around the Tuscaloosa area. And like I was saying, some of these storms are just sitting over the same area. There's also a shower off to the north of Brookwood and Vance over here towards the Abernathy, Alabama area. Now let's go a little bit further off to the east and check on our friends over here in the Birmingham metro. And as you can see, there is a thunderstorm right now that is over here towards the Leeds area, also down here towards the Liberty Park area. And this is really close to the 459 and the 20 corridor, right there where 459 intersects with I-20 going towards the Anniston and Oxford area. And it is really a blinding rain, basically from Irondale all the way over to the Heritage Park area and Leeds, Alabama. So this is going to be a wet drive home for you. And like I said, basically this shower and storm is sitting over the same area. There's also a shower and storm over here near the Riverside and the Pell City, Alabama area. And then, of course, there's a small shower that is up here towards the Center Point area and then traveling north out of Birmingham towards the Coleman area over here towards the Kimberly and the Morris, Alabama area. So those are your problematic areas up there in the Birmingham metro right now. And like I said, it's going to be a lot of heavy rain if you're traveling east out of Birmingham going towards the Anniston or the Oxford area towards the Pell City area down the I-20 corridor going east. Now let's take a look towards our friends up here in the North Alabama area towards the Florence and Tuscumbia area. And as you can see up here, the storms are more isolated up here towards the Coleman area and Coleman County. As you can see here, off to the north of Holly Pond, there are a couple of showers and thunderstorms up there. So if you're traveling along the 278 corridor that basically runs from Coleman to Holly Pond down to Sneed, just note that there's going to be a couple of showers on your drive home today as well. And then there's also some other storms in progress up here towards the northwestern Alabama, towards the Red Bay, Alabama area, towards Russellville as well. But Florence, all in all, is pretty dry at the moment for your drive home in and around the tri-states area, or the tri-city area of Florence, Tuscumbia, and Sheffield. So there you go, what's going on around Florence. Now let's go a little bit further off to the east and check on our friends in Huntsville. And Huntsville looks right now to be dry as well. However, there is one little shower that is sitting in between Huntsville and Decatur. And just note that there's going to be a couple of small showers on your drive home in and around the Huntsville area today. And if you're over here towards the Fort Payne area, there is a couple of pockets of rain in between Fort Payne and Rainsville, and also down here in between Fort Payne and Gadsden along the 59 corridor. And then, of course, there's some other stuff over here off to the northeast of Albertville and Boaz, Alabama. And if you're traveling over here between Anniston and the Georgia state line, there are storms and showers just off to the east of Anniston and Oxford right now. So those are going to be impacting your drive home if you're traveling between Oxford and Heflin, Alabama along the 20 corridor. But if you're traveling out of Anniston going north towards Jacksonville, you should be pretty dry for your drive home. Now let's go a little bit further off to the south and check on our friends down here towards the Alexander City area. And it looks like there is a couple of showers close to the Alexander City area. And I can put this into motion for you. And as you can see, they're literally sitting over the same area, and this is west of Alexander City along the 9 corridor, but they could drift towards the Alexander City area. So if you're traveling along the 280 corridor, just know that there's going to be a couple of showers that impact your drive home as well. Also, if you are along the 231 corridor down here towards the Rockford area, just note that there's a pocket and a batch of heavy rain that is moving over your area right now. And also, let's check on our friends down here in the Montgomery metro area, also down here towards the Wetumpka area and the Millbrook, Alabama area. And as you can see, all is quiet in Montgomery other than this one little shower over here that is along the 31 corridor and the 82 corridor off to the south of the city of Prattville. And that storm is trying to drift towards the Prattville and the Millbrook, Alabama area. Sorry guys, had to clear my throat. You can see that there's also some other storms and showers that have developed over here in between Opelika and the state line of Alabama. So just note, if you're traveling along the 85 corridor, going out of Opelika over towards the Salem area or up towards the Valley, Alabama area, just note that there's going to be a couple of rumbles of thunder and some heavy rain outside of the city of Opelika if you're traveling off to the north and to the east. Now, if you're traveling home near the Smith Station area, or if you're traveling home near the Columbus, Georgia area or Phoenix City, you're also going to be impacted by this batch of rain that is coming over here southeast of Auburn, and it is trying to move towards that area right now. So if you're traveling along the area from between Smith Station along the 280 corridor down here towards the Phoenix City, Alabama area, just note that it's going to be a wet drive home for you because of this batch of storms that are headed your way. And of course, you can see everything right now is moving out of the Tuskegee, Alabama area, but it is moving up towards the Auburn area. So your drive home could be a little impactful along the 85 corridor between Tuskegee and Auburn University. And I want to apologize for my voice. I'm going through a little bit of sinus stuff right now, so I do want to apologize. But now, if you're traveling over here towards the Eufaula area, going home, there are a couple of showers and thunderstorms over here moving into the city of Eufaula along the 431 corridor. So it's going to be a wet drive home for you. Also, if you're traveling along the 30 corridor down here in far southeast Alabama. And now let's check on the Highway 84 corridor like we always do every afternoon in between Andalusia and Dothan. And all is dry right now down there across far southeast Alabama. If you're traveling between Enterprise, Delville, Midland, or Dothan, nothing is going to be impacting your drive home along the 84 corridor, which is good. Now let's take a little bit further a track off to the west and check on our friends in between Opp and Andalusia. And everything is pretty much dry until you get towards the west of Andalusia. And then we've got a couple of showers over here that could impact your drive home, and especially if you are in between Andalusia and traveling over towards the Evergreen, Alabama area along the 84 corridor. Just note that there are a couple of showers that could impact your drive home, especially if you were over here towards the Red Level, Alabama area and the River Falls, Alabama area. Now, there's a couple of storms south of Brewton, I see, but I'm going to need to cut on the mobile radar for us to actually see what's going on in and around the Brewton area. And yeah, there's a couple of small showers towards Brewton down towards the Florida state line, but the majority of southern Alabama is dry. And the good news is, you remember yesterday, there was a large storm that was sitting over here north of Pascagoula. For the Mobile area, all is dry in and around the Mobile area. So for once, your drive home is going to be rather uneventful around the Pritchard, Mobile, Saraland, or Satsuma area, and you guys are actually getting a chance to dry out, which is a good thing. And as you can see, Fairhope right now is checking in at 84 degrees, and if you have friends that are down there along the coast, down there near the Bama, Alabama beaches, you can see right now that the air temperature is currently 86 degrees with a sky condition being scattered clouds, and the wind right now is variable at 7 miles per hour down there on the coast of Alabama. So that is the situation that we have ongoing right now. I want to real quick look up the Highway 43 corridor for our friends down here in Sumter and Clark counties. And as you can see, there are just a couple of small showers over here pushing into Marengo County, down here towards the Linden area and the Dixon Mill area. So if you're down here towards Pennington, Myrtlewood, or Linden, it could be a wet drive home for you, just simply because of these showers that are moving through the Marengo County and Choctaw County areas right now. And especially if you were along the 17 corridor, or if you were along the 10 corridor, which runs from Butler over to Sweetwater, Alabama. So that is a radar tour for you guys here in the state of Alabama. And what I always like to do before we sign off, oh, hey, hit the wrong button. Obviously, I'm Stephen Ray. You just got to look at me. And I apologize about that, but I will show you over here that there are quite a few wrecks in and around the Birmingham metro area, especially if you were over here along the 20 corridor and, of course, the 459 corridor. There is a major crash right now over the area there near the Leeds exit, and this is going eastbound. Eastbound is fine. Westbound is pretty backed up, but I will actually show you what this looks like. But there is your traffic looking right now in the Birmingham metro area, or just off to the east. But let me cut the cameras back on, and we'll actually go in there and look and see what this traffic looks like. And as you can see, it is really pouring at that condition, and the actual camera is turned the wrong direction for us to see what it looks like. But as you can see, going off of the exit ramp, going right there, it is going to be backed up. And especially if you are traveling and getting off of I-459 going towards the 20, going eastbound, it is going to be rather nasty for your drive home. And let me see if I can get another vantage point. Nope, that is the only camera in the area. Whoa. Look at that. That is sitting over the core of that storm that is over Leeds, Alabama right now. So if you are impacted by this drive home, and especially if you are driving along the I-20 corridor in between Pell City and Leeds, please take it extra easy. You can see traffic is crawling along right now because of the poor visibilities right now in the Leeds, Alabama area. So please take it extra easy if you're leaving Birmingham going down 20 towards the east, towards Anniston or Oxford, Alabama. Just please take extra precaution on your drive home in and around the Leeds, Alabama area, because that did not look good. Now, there is a wreck coming into the area near the Birmingham Southern College area, and there you can see the traffic along 2059 going east at Arkadelphia Road. And actually there you can see the area of concern right there that we have right there at I-2059 and Arkadelphia Road. And if you will remember, some of the Alabama football fans, you know, Arkadelphia Road is the road that you can get off of and veer off of to go to the Legion Field up there in downtown Birmingham, when Alabama used to play their games in Birmingham at the legendary Legion Field. So as you can see, traffic is at a standstill right there at our Arkadelphia Road and 2059. Now, this is going east. The traffic that you see going opposite of you is going off to the west towards Tuscaloosa. And if you're going towards Tuscaloosa, you've got no issues. But if you're coming towards downtown Birmingham, it is going to be a nightmare crawl for you right there around the Birmingham Southern area. And I can give you another vantage point. And this is a little bit further off to the south of that wreck. And as you can see, traffic is really backing up now. And this is I-2059. And this is right down from where that wreck was that I just showed you. So traffic is at a standstill if you are trying to go 2059 into Birmingham. So if there's any way that you can bypass downtown Birmingham going home, I would really urge you to use 459 or Highway 280 to go around the downtown Birmingham metro area, because it is a nightmare out there in downtown Birmingham today. So that's the downtown Birmingham area. Let's go a little bit further off to the south and check on our friends down here in the city of Tuscaloosa. And unfortunately, you can see that there is a wreck down 69 South just before the Bear Creek Cutoff Road. So traffic is going to be backed up for you down there. And this is looking at 69 and Mimosa. And as you can see, actually, they are the Alabama Department of Transportation. They are the ones that are actually zooming out the camera. I have no control over it. But as you can see right now, traffic is flowing really well. But it is getting a little bit hairy if you're traveling south along the corridor there going in between Tuscaloosa and Moundville. And the reason that it is pixelated and it's not flowing as smooth as it was is because that's how the camera is worked. And let me see. And of course, this is the look right here at the Bear Creek Cutoff Road and 69. And everything is flowing pretty smoothly right now. However, that will change as we get closer and closer to the 5 o'clock hour. So just note that it's going to be really hairy in and around the Tuscaloosa area as you drive home. But all is dry in the Tuscaloosa area right now. And let's take a look one more time at the Hugh Thomas Bridge going over into the city of Northport. And all traffic is flowing rather smoothly right now along the across the Hugh Thomas Bridge, and everything is going rather smooth going into Northport and out of the city of Tuscaloosa right now. And a couple more stops. This is I-85 South in downtown Montgomery, and this is going towards the Auburn, Opelika area. And as you can see right now, all traffic is really, really backed up. But I mean, it's not really backed up, but it is getting a little bit hairy out there. So make sure if you're down there in Montgomery, it's going to be a dry drive home for you. Just please make sure you use extra caution because there's going to be a lot of people on the roads going home in and around the Montgomery metro area. And one final stop that I want to do for you guys because it's a major thoroughfare that we have to deal with, and it is the Causeway down here in Mobile. Along the I-10 corridor, and there you can see and off in the distance is downtown Mobile, and things are really flowing pretty well down there along the Causeway today because it is sunny, it is beautiful, and as you can see, there is a good breeze right now blowing down there. You can see the chop on Mobile Bay flowing towards your screen just a little bit, but all is dry down there in the Mobile metro area. So guys, I know I went just a little bit long today and I apologize for that, but I did want you guys to see the traffic in and around the Birmingham metro, the Tuscaloosa metro, and everywhere else. So guys, I hope that you guys have a great rest of your evening, great day tomorrow, and unfortunately for tomorrow, I will not be here to do a drive home forecast for you guys. So I will do another drive home forecast for you guys on Friday. So keep it tuned right here to the Alabama Stormtroopers for all of the latest weather information. Now, if you are watching me right now in the city or in the state of Alabama, I am about to sign off. If you're watching me right now in Mississippi, I'm about to sign over into Mississippi to give you guys a quick update on your drive home. All right, guys, it is coming up on 4:30 today, and I hope everybody over there in the great state of Mississippi is doing quite well. And yesterday, obviously, we had a lot more scattered and numerous showers and thunderstorms around. The good news is we have less of a coverage of showers and storms around today, and especially if you are down here in the Pine Belt area of Mississippi. So the good news is it looks like it will just be a couple of isolated spots impacting your drive home due to a couple of rogue small showers out there in Mississippi, but it is not as widespread as it was during the day yesterday. So once again, we will start up here in the Memphis metro area, and as you can see, the majority of the stuff and showers are going to be down here just off to the south of the state line, down here in between South Haven and Horn Lake, and they are moving towards the Mississippi River. So if you're traveling out of the Memphis, Tennessee area, traveling south along the 55 corridor, or if you're traveling southeast along the I-22 corridor, you're going to be fine until you get down here towards the Holly Springs area along the 22 corridor, and you're going to run into a couple of small showers. But now if you're traveling down here towards Horn Lake or Hernando, it's going to be a dry drive home for you. However, just a little bit further off to the south, there are a couple of showers here towards the Sardis, Mississippi area and the Senatobia, Mississippi area that could impact your drive home along the 55 corridor today. Now let's go a little bit further off towards the east and south and take a look at our friends near the Tupelo, Mississippi area. And there is a couple of showers to deal with between New Albany and Tupelo, Mississippi along the 22 corridor or along the 49 corridor in between Tupelo and the Saltillo, Mississippi area. So just note that there's going to be a couple of small showers to deal with on your drive home, and especially if you are heading north or west of the city of Tupelo right now. Now, there's also a couple of showers just south of the 278 corridor in between Oxford and Pontotoc, Mississippi, but those look like they're going to stay south of the interstate over there, southeast of the city of Oxford. Now let's go a little bit further off to the southeast and check on our friends down here along the Highway 82 corridor. And there's a lot more storms in and around the Greenwood, Winona, and Eupora, Mississippi area. But over here towards Columbus and Starkville, not much is going on other than a couple of small showers south of Starkville and south of the Columbus, Mississippi area. And this is down here towards the Artesa or Crawford, Mississippi area. Now let's take a look at our friends over here in central Mississippi in between Winona and Eupora, and there's a couple of showers that are along the 82 corridor right now in between Eupora and Winona. So if you're traveling along the 82 corridor over there, just note that there could be a couple of showers that you have to deal with. Also, if you're traveling between Winona and Vaden, Mississippi, there's also a couple of showers near the I-55 corridor right there in Winona, Mississippi. Now, there's also some storms and showers north of Durant, Mississippi, and north of the area near Kosciuszko. So it's going to be a wet drive home for you in between Durant and Vaden, Mississippi for your drive home later this afternoon here in about 15 to 20 minutes. Now let's go a little bit further off to the south and check on our friends down here towards the Philadelphia, Mississippi area, and all is dry across the area other than a one lone shower that is north of the Meridian, Mississippi area. But these storms are literally sitting over the same area and not really moving, and it is moving away from the city of Meridian, so that is good news for your drive home in and around Meridian. Now, if you're traveling in and around the Jackson, Mississippi area, all is dry for you going east, south, north, or west, because all is dry right now, and Jackson is checking in currently at 86 degrees. Now, there's a couple of showers over here in the Delta of Mississippi, south of Vicksburg, down here along the 61 corridor, but it looks like those will stay out of the city of Vicksburg for your drive home. And let's go a little bit further off to the south towards our friend down here in Natchez, Mississippi. And as you can see, there are a couple of showers, but they're not really impacting any of the big thoroughfares in and around the Natchez, Mississippi area. So that is good news. Also up here towards the Brookhaven area, nothing is really going on. And Brookhaven, once again, is checking in at 86 degrees. Nothing is going on near the Macomb, Mississippi area or the Columbia, Mississippi area. Now, there are a couple of showers that have developed north of the city of Hattiesburg, down there in the Pine Belt area in between Ellisville and the city of Hattiesburg. But just note that these are moving off towards the northeast and they are very light. But if you're traveling along the 11 corridor in between Hattiesburg and Ellisville, just note that there's going to be a couple of wet spots on your drive home, but this is going to stay well off to the east of I-59. So I don't think I-59 is going to be wet at all for your drive home. So make sure that you take it extra easy out there just because of the load of traffic that is going to be out there today. But the good news is we don't have to worry about any precipitation around the Hattiesburg area, and Hattiesburg is currently checking in right now at 89 degrees with a dew point currently of 70 degrees. So it is muggy out there, but it is dry. And Columbia, like I said, once again, is checking in at 91 degrees there in the Pine Belt area of Mississippi. And one more stop down here in the southern portions of Mississippi. All it's dry, basically up here from the Poplarsville area over to Wiggins and all the way down here to the coast. However, there are a couple of storms offshore, but those are moving parallel to the coast, so it looks like they will not impact your drive home in Bay St. Louis, Waveland, Gulfport, or Biloxi. However, they could skirt the coast over here towards the Pascagoula area, but I think that will hold off until the evening hours after your drive home. So guys, I hope that you have a great rest of your evening, great day tomorrow. Unfortunately, I will be unavailable to do a drive home forecast for you guys tomorrow. However, I will be back here on Friday, finally Friday, to do another drive home forecast for you guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, day tomorrow. And as always, God bless. Keep it tuned right here to Mississippi News and, of course, Mississippi News Group for all of the latest weather and news information in and around the great state of Mississippi.